Hello guys, today we're gonna have a special video, and it's special because we're not gonna play anything, we're just gonna talk. And I think it's a very important topic. I see it come up a lot in my comments, on the Reddit, on social media, everywhere. A lot of people are quitting the game because of this, and the reason is because the new tower is way too difficult. The Fatal Dark Queen's tower is way too difficult. And I can certainly understand people's point. It's not just the fact that it's more difficult, it's also the fact that they nerfed a lot of characters that used to be helpful to beat those difficult battles in Dark Queen's towers. And I agree. I understand why people are frustrated, why people are sad. The nerf of Classic Ermac, the nerf of Treacherous Tanya, that was completely silent and was like a spit in the face from developers. I absolutely hate the way they handled it, even though I agree that it was a long time coming. Honestly, I mean, I don't agree about Tanya, though. I don't think Tanya deserves to get nerfed like that, especially silently. But Ermac, that was a long time coming, and I know some people agree that he should have been nerfed from the very beginning on the boss battles. The thing is, the tower is difficult. I don't want to play devil's advocate, but I just want to express my opinion. I've made a few posts myself, basically complaining on how difficult the tower is and saying the developers lost their minds. But I've been also thinking a lot, and I realized that one of the reasons why this tower feels more difficult, I'm not saying that's the only reason, it's one of the reasons, is because before we always had some sort of a bug or a glitch or an exploit that would help us to beat the tower more easily. If you remember, at some point we had MK11 Jade, David Jade, where you could just basically cheese some boss battles by just reflecting all the damage back to the bosses. Then they fixed that. Then we had Treacherous Tanya, where we could break gear in certain towers. Then they fixed that. Then we had Classic Ermac to cheese the boss battles. Then they fixed that. Then we had Horse Stand's bug, which pretty much was probably the most insane glitch that made the towers extremely easy last time. And now they fixed that. My point is, we always had something to exploit, something to cheese the battles, the most difficult battles of the towers. And this is the first time we don't. This is literally the first time there is nothing cheesy or cheaty or exploity to help us to go through the tower, and we actually need to grind. We actually need to face the full brunt of the Fatal Tower without any external help, just the regular characters and their passives. And I had my fair share of rage during this tower. And again, I'm not going to defend developers' decisions and stuff that they did. I totally agree that the main reason they made this tower so difficult and nerfed all those characters and gears that they did is because they want to make more money from people buying more gear for the tower. There is no doubt about that. However, I personally, now that I've gotten through the tower, I can tell you one thing. There is not a single battle in this tower that is unbeatable, even without using tower gear. The thing about this tower is, since we can't cheese anymore, you can't just expect your strongest team to go in every single battle. Like, for example, I got so spoiled by Horse Stance abusing in the last tower that I fully expect my main team that you see right now on the screen to be able to get into every battle and just overpower it. It's just not gonna work in this tower. There is so many mechanics, there's so many new gears that are very annoying. For example, in this tower, probably the most OP thing is Classic Team with Classic Rain and a bunch of debuff resistance gear. It's pretty much must have for certain battles. So my point is, this tower forces you to think and actually pick your team and gear specifically to counter the certain battle. Like, for example, Battle 184, Battle 190, Battle 186, they all require separate approaches. They all require different teams. And if you manage to figure out how to counter your enemy team, the battle itself becomes not that difficult. Not more difficult than any other battle. Okay, it is more difficult, but it's definitely beatable. I've seen people beat battles 184, 190 with a gold team. Combat Cup team with Kavarov's KCKH. I've seen people use low fusion MK11 Scorpion to beat the most difficult battles of the tower. So what I'm trying to say is that even though this tower feels and probably is way more difficult than any other tower we had before, most of it, in my opinion, is just because we got spoiled by just being able to cheese a lot of battles. We can still cheese some battles with MK11 Scorpion. At least that guy is not nerfed yet. Fingers crossed, don't touch Scorpion! So, even though I understand that now a lot of people who used to be able to complete Fatal Tower probably won't be able to complete it because of all the nerfs in this update, and I know those people are frustrated and they feel like they want to quit, but let's be honest, it was not fair to be able to beat, to just cheese certain battles with much weaker teams that you're supposed to have to face those towers. If we're being honest, Fatal Tower is a complete end game. It's like the end of the end. It's the most difficult and powerful game mode in the entire game. So you should not be able to cheese it with a Fusion Zero Gold Classic Ermac or Fusion Zero Day of the Dead Jade, or what else? What else did they fix? I mean, I completely disagree about the Tanya nerf. Tanya nerf wasn't deserved. I hope the rain is a bug and not a nerf. So bugs suck, and it's unfortunate that they bugged the rain, which would be very helpful in this tower as well. But the nerfs that we know of, the classic Ermac one, and for example, Day of the Dead Jade, are probably well deserved for tower. Now you actually have to have really powerful teams to beat the towers. But I can tell you guys, I beat this tower and I struggled a lot with certain battles until I found the right team. And once you find the right team, even with weak gear, you can beat it. And sometimes you just don't have the right team, but that's the point. This is the end game of Mortal Kombat Mobile. You cannot expect to just starting playing the game like... I see so many people in the comments complaining that, oh my god, this tower is so difficult, I won't be able to complete it. Well, I'm sure a lot of those people are pretty new to the game, and maybe even like maybe in mid-game where you have like a couple maxed out diamonds, but most of your characters are not maxed out and your gear is pretty low fusion, like you don't even have maxed out rares, and you expect to beat Fatal Tower. I just don't think it's going to be happening. It was possible in the past because of all the cheese that we could do, but no more. Now the Fatal Tower became an actual endgame staple. It's going to be difficult from now on. It's going to be very challenging for a good reason. I think they buffed the rewards for the Fatal Tower, which makes it feel better. But now I want to address the actual problem. Why do I think that Darkwing Tower difficulty is not the problem here? The problem is the absence of content in the game. And we had a podcast with a few Mortal Kombat Mobile YouTubers a few days ago, and Mand asked Chris Play TV, another MK Mobile YouTuber. He asked him if you were able to change one thing about MK Mobile, one thing only, what would it be? And he said, the content. Add more content into the game. And I 100%, 1000% agree that lack of content is the biggest problem in MK Mobile. The problem that creates myriad of other problems. It wouldn't be that bad if we had this tower, but we also had some other game mode where people who don't have strong enough accounts, that are not in the end game yet, were able to grind for some good rewards. Right now, there is only 2 game modes that people play, or that are worth playing. It's survival and towers. And we have a normal tower. I would say normal tower is very well balanced. It's not very difficult. Most of the people would be able to beat it with a good gold team with like a few uncommon pieces of tower gear. Even without classic Ermac, I would say this tower is pretty balanced. So, basically, once you beat... you can do challenges for souls, but at certain points, like, challenges are pretty easy. Even the Elder challenge, First of all, there's no real point to beat Elder Challenge because you only get gold cards and gear from challenges, and you can get those just from hunting diamonds. You'll max out all your challenge characters, and the gear you can get from faction wars or equipment packs because coins are garbage. So the challenges, most people do the challenges just for a few hundred extra souls every week, not for the challenge itself. So the only game modes were like Shao Kahn Tower, pretty useless. Nobody probably does it after they beat it first time to get all the talent points. Battle mode, I'm not even going to say anything about battle mode. It's just a waste of a game mode. They could have done so much with it. So basically people do quests, which is not even a game mode. It's not, you're not playing quests. Survival, because you can get a chance to get some diamond cards in the end and maybe some rubies to buy stuff from Faction War store and some extra souls. And also towers. Towers, probably the most popular game mode, but people are quitting the game because, not because the tower is difficult. At least that's what I believe. I think people are quitting the game because they used to be able to beat the towers and now they can't. And that's where Mortal Kombat messed up. I think they should have nerfed Classic Ermac right after the first tower. If they fixed all the characters that were super powerful against bosses, like, I understand. Sometimes you just, when you decide a new game mode, you overlook a few things, and there might be a few characters that are not very well balanced for the game mode. And then you come up with some ways to fix it right away. Then I don't think people will be that upset. People are upset because they had stuff taken away from them. But we can argue that we shouldn't have been given an opportunity to do it in the first place. That's the main problem. And also, with the towers being as difficult as they are, again, I don't see the problem with Fatal Tower being super difficult and literally only beatable by the top endgame players. If we had some game modes for lower level players where if you're not strong enough yet to tackle Fatal Tower, there's something for you to do, something for you to grind and get stronger. Now, I have a proposal. I don't know if developers are going to watch this. I have a proposal for the game mode. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to cost you any money. You already have it in the game. Let me tell you. Relic Hunt. Make Relic Hunt a weekly thing. Every week, let's say, we have Relic Hunt. And each time it's a different diamond card. I'm even going to allow you to not put any new diamonds in there. It's fine. I understand you need to monetize the game. Let's say after release, a diamond will be only in paid packs for, let's say, 3 months. It's a lot, right? But it's still fair. There's right now a lot of characters that's older than 3 months that are still in paid packs only. So let's say we keep those characters in paid packs, but then after 3 months after release, we make a relic. We add them to the pool of Relic Hunt diamonds. So the way it works, every week there is a new diamond, and you can earn, like, you can beat towers, like we have in a regular Relic Hunt. Let's say we have 5 towers. Let's make it maybe 20 battles each tower. And we get fragments for that specific diamond. Let's say this week we have, let's say, Hellspawn Scorpion Relic Hunt. We can beat the tower. For example, for first tower, we get like 10 fragments. For second tower, and each tower gets more difficult. Second tower, we get like 20 fragments. Then 30 fragments for third tower. And then the higher fusion your Scorpion is, the more fragments it's going to take to fuse him to the next fusion. Just like it works with Shao Kahn. Exactly the same system. The higher fusion, the more fragments. Let's say for the first fusion, you need like 50. Then for like, but for example, for the last fusion, you need like 1,000. And it's going to take like months to grind for that final fusion. So it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but at least it's something where people can work towards. And this is going to give us extra 5 towers, like a whole new game mode every week to play. For example, you have a character, diamond character maxed out that right now we have a Relic Hunt for. It's fine, you just skip it and you play the one that you want for the character that you actually need to max out. And this way, it's not only, like, even endgame players who need to max out maybe a couple diamonds or like half of their diamonds. Most of them are high fusion. It will take them a while to grind for their final fusions, but also they'll be able to get more points because they will be able to complete more towers. In my opinion, Relic is ridiculously easy. If we're gonna do it Relic for all the diamonds, you need to make the last few towers much more difficult. Maybe with requirements as well. Like, make it really challenging. Like, the last tower needs to be on the same level as Fatal Tower, pretty much. And then scale it. First tower, make it really easy so even beginners can tap into that. And then make it more difficult, harder requirements, harder modifiers the higher you go. But also those higher towers will give more points. So this way, it's going to be fair for every single level of a player in the game. It's just going to matter how high of a tower you can beat, so how many points you can get every week towards the diamond that you're working on. You already have the basis for it. It's literally a redesigned Relicon. It's gonna take not that long to implement, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to have something like that in the game. And you can probably argue that how are they supposed to make money from it? It's that they're giving us a free way to get diamonds, right? It's not gonna be good for them. Okay, let's say, what if they sell something like, what if we have something like in survival? Like, we have, for example, a way to revive our team if it dies. I don't know, a tower's gonna be survival towers, or they're gonna be regular towers. Maybe they can make them survival towers and let us ability to revive or heal in the middle of the tower. And those can cost some souls or maybe some currency that they can sell. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe you have to, let's say, there's going to be ridiculous requirements on final towers. So people will maybe invest into souls to try to pull those characters, or maybe even buy them in the shop. You can have specific packs for certain Relicons where, for example, the requirement to beat the final tower is like to have, I don't know, like Diamond Scorpion in the team. And person doesn't have a Diamond Scorpion, you offer them a pack that gives you, for example, for $10, it gives you like 50% chance to get a Diamond Scorpion. There's so many ways to monetize it. And also, just by giving more people something to do, it's gonna cause less people quitting the game and potentially spending money in the future updates, because they're losing players right now like crazy. And I can see why. And I don't see why they're not doing anything about it. It would be so easy to implement something like this. And let me know in the comments if you guys think that would be a good idea. I think that's a good idea. That would be a good game mode for... it won't be too OP. It's still going to take a while to grind to get diamond cards. But at least it's something you can grind towards. And it's not random. You know exactly how many points you're going to get. You know exactly how long it's going to take you to get the diamonds. And there is still a huge incentive to get more powerful so you can grind more points every week. So, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. So, to summarize the video, I don't think that Fatal Darkwind Tower was too difficult. I think it was a very well-designed tower. Every single battle in there was beatable without using overpowered gear. You just needed to find a right team that can counter the battle. And after beating the tower, I'm actually happy. I'm happy I did, and I'm definitely going to do it for the second time. In the end, I had a lot of fun. I just had to lose the mindset that I can go with any team if the team is strong enough to just beat it into oblivion. I'm glad that it doesn't work anymore, because it wasn't fun. I was literally using the same team for every battle, and even though it was powerful and it was absolutely destroying it, I like now you have to actually think about what teams you use for each battle. Anyway, this might be a very unpopular opinion, but if they add more content into the game, the difficulty of tower is not going to be that big of an issue. So that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. And thank you for watching. Happy holidays. Have a wonderful day. Take care.